Meeting of January 14th, 2015, and welcome you all to our meeting. Before we... Okay, no, that's right, you're all set, okay. Before we, okay, we're going to continue with the meeting now, but before we commence the agenda, I would like to ask for a moment of silence. I think we've all been touched by the events both in this country and around the world, particularly most recently in France, and the innocent people who have died for reasons of religion, race, and political views. So I'd like to ask for a moment of silence here in Woodbridge for the men, women, and children who have lost their lives in all parts of the world due to their race, religion, or political views, and also for the brave first responders who have sacrificed their lives protecting the rights of us all. Thank you. We'll now go to the agenda, and the first item this evening is a brief presentation and welcome to our state delegation. Thinking about the greater world around us, we do a great deal of work with our state delegation and state government, and we're very fortunate to have a terrific team that represents us well. They are really an example of bipartisan teamwork, and we want to thank Senator Crisco, Senator Schlossberg, and Representative Clarities for all they do for us, and welcome you to come up and tell us a little bit about what you see coming up this session.
We're going to do this by age and hair, and I lost on both days.
If you don't mind coming up here near the microphone, that would be great.
I mean, you need to break that down.
We're going to do it by looks.
It's that same
Senator Crisco told us he was the thorn
between two beauties. Senator Crisco, your state senator for the 17th district, and which includes Hamden and Bethany, as always Woodbridge and Derby and Ansonia and Beacon Falls and Naugatuck. And I'm very fortunate to have the support of my town and of the other towns to serve. I'm chair of the Insurance and Real Estate Committee, vice chair of the Commerce Committee, vice chair of the Banks Committee, vice chair of the Public Health Committee. I'm on executive nominations with some of my colleagues and also on legislative management. And no one does it alone, and I'm very proud to have my two colleagues with me because we work very well together. And one of the reasons that we are the leading state in the country and maybe the world on early diagnosis of breast cancer when dense tissue is involved, because we do work together and we listen to people. And we're extremely proud of the work we do. We have been, recognized as a committee and as a group throughout the country. And in fact, recently we met with the Prime Minister of Health from one of the European countries because they have a high incidence of breast cancer with dense tissue. And he took back all the legislation that we adopted here to adopt in his country. And so that's basically where we are. And we miss Lawrence an awful lot.
Thank you, Senator Crisco.
We're like children. We're fighting over who's going to go next.
You should have done stories.
I know, well, next time, think ahead. Thank you guys for having us all here. We just wanted to stop by and just say hello and remind you, not that you had forgotten, but any issues you have, we met with the first Selectmen about issues pertaining to Woodbridge and things we work on as we've done in the past. And I'm sure things are going to come up as session goes on and as the year goes on. Because, whether it's this town or any other towns that we represent, and we represent some of the same towns, we represent different towns, and there's Republicans and Democrats, up and down, both sides, and I think we've been effective for Woodbridge because we've all worked together. So I do not sit on any committees any longer because I am the new House Minority Leader.
Congratulations.
So thank you. So I unfortunately, there's some I don't miss and some I do miss, believe it or not. When it's 12 o'clock at night and there's still committee meetings going on, I will not miss those. But I will certainly do anything I can, as I've done for 16 years, to advance whatever issues you all have here. And please, I urge you to contact us with any issues you may have.
Thank you so much.
You know, just one other thing. I was at the Council of State Governments breakfast this morning. And, you know, of course, all the issues that were coming up, and those are all towns, you know, whether they're run by Republicans or Democrats, you all have the same issues: unfunded mandates, unused special ed costs, you know, minimum budget requirements, et cetera, et cetera. And those are issues that we've taken very seriously for many years, and we'll continue to push and advocate for.
Great, thank you.
Chair Rose line. Good evening, I'm Gail Schlossberg, and I'm the newest member of the Woodbridge delegation, and you can see how lucky I am to have joined Themis and Joe to be representing Woodbridge. I think you're probably the only town for your geographical size to have 2 senators and 1 House member, which tells you how important you are in Hartford. So just want to make sure that you know that. But I'm delighted to be here with you, and I thank you for inviting all of us to come and to speak with you and to remind people that we are available to all of the residents of Woodbridge to answer your concerns and try to help in any way that we can. We are your voice, your advocate in Hartford, and we're happy to do that. And that, you know, crosses party lines and all sorts of issues. And even if you call and you've got an issue that doesn't necessarily require legislation, we're here to help. I am currently serving, I'm delighted to have been appointed the new Senate Chair of the Education Committee.
And congratulations
And
on
I'm
that.
very excited about that, thank you. And I know that education is a high priority for the people in Woodbridge. We've got an excellent school system, but there's always a little bit something else that you need or need to get done, and I'm looking forward to digging into all of those issues and helping in every way that I can on education. I also serve as the Vice Chairman of the Human Services Committee, and we oversee the Department of Social Services, so we deal with all of our social service issues. It is something that I previously was the chairman of Human Services, and now I've moved on to education, but I retain the vice chairmanship, and it's really a great passion for me because it allows us to ensure that we protect the safety net, that the people in our community, our seniors and our veterans and people who are the most vulnerable have something to fall back on, and that we take care of the most vulnerable members of our society. I'm also a member of the Appropriations Committee, and I'm sure everybody knows we've got some budget challenges, and I'm looking forward to trying to address those in a way that helps our communities and keeps us whole, and make sure that we keep that safety net going and that we continue to invest in our people and our community. And I am also a member of the General Law Committee, and I'm looking forward to the myriad of issues that come before that committee. It's vast and diverse and very interesting, and something that I think I will enjoy. But the thing that I enjoy most is hearing from the people that I represent, and I like to hear from you every day on the things that matter to you. So please feel free, and I'm just delighted to be here and to be available. So thank you for the opportunity, and I'm looking forward to the evening.
Thank you. And given your descriptions of your committees and all that you do, thank you so much for taking the time to be here this evening. Yes. Next item on the agenda, Dr. Stella, Woodbridge Board of Education.
Well, good evening, everyone. I agree, Woodbridge is very important, and we have a powerful team representing our town. And on behalf of the Beecher Road School community, we'd like to thank our representatives for the wonderful job that they're doing in not only representing the citizens, but helping us as a school community. Their visible presence here, but also their voices in Hartford are very, very important to us. So thank you all very, very much. And we look forward to having you come again and come frequently to Beecher Road School. Happy New Year. It was a pleasure to welcome our children back on January 5th. They seemed happy to be back. The parents, as I always say, seemed happier. The teachers were happy to receive them, too. We begin the new year with a renewed sense of hope and confidence in the future because we have all the elements together. We have the partnership with our families, with our town, and it's a town that values education, so there's a lot to look forward to. Some of the things we're looking forward to in the new year is the implementation of a new reporting system. It's a paradigm shift. It's been about 20-plus years in coming, but it's here. A continuation of our important mathematics initiative that ties in with the middle school and with the high school. And the arts, always enhancing the work of the arts, the soul of our school, and also continued work on the building upgrade. As far as the building upgrade, I could tell you that over the vacation period, substantial work was done during the week and on the weekend of that week. One of the most important things was a micro turbine and this huge chiller. I never saw such a huge chiller. It was just lifted onto the roof, and that's going to be the beginning of quality air at the school, air conditioning at the school. But there was other work, mechanical work, lighting work, and so on. And I have to tell you, I'm starting my 10th year. In my tenure here in Woodbridge, is the first, I don't want to jinx myself, I'm knocking on wood here, it's the first time to date that we have not had to move classes, and I say classes, during some of the coldest winter weather that we've had. So we're starting to feel the good effects of the upgrade. Also, we have what's called the Tools for School Committee, and that consists of representatives from within the school, the health department, and so on. The job is to look at the physical environment of the school and look at the quality control and so on. This past week, the committee did a tour of the A building, and they were able to articulate a before and after, and were extremely pleased with what they saw. So thank you, citizens of Woodbridge. Very, very good work, very, very important work. We look forward to our budget presentation to the Board of Selectmen and Finance and our report to the citizens of Woodbridge on February 3rd. In crafting the budget that was approved by the Board of Education, we continued to follow our mantra of the responsibility of a higher quality education for our children and, again, respect for the taxpayer. And we'll try to explain how we did that and how we approached it. Last Monday was Police Appreciation Day. And we appreciate the support of the police department and Officer Lynch in the town in allowing him to be at our school. It's so important. But also with this winter time now, not everyone understands what goes on as far as making weather calls. But our BOA superintendents, myself and the BOA superintendents were up at 4:30 in the morning, and there are lots of calls that are made. Those calls include calls to Warren Connors in charge of our highways and public works. Also to our police department for road checks, and so they're always there and always working with us. We appreciate that. We appreciate the vigilance of Sean Rowland, for example, our fire chief, and our fire marshal, Joe Capucci. Now, usually Friday nights is a time to go out dancing or having fun. We were in telephone conversation. Sean gave me a call at home. We all have each other's numbers, home numbers and cell numbers and so on, to say, Guy, I'm just a little concerned about the fire alarm, something that we have to check on that. And we got a hold of Joe Capucci too, and then Greg Kula, and we were able to solve what could have been a potential problem. But what impressed me is the vigilance that's there and the interpersonal relationships. With Mary Ellen LaRocca at the town hall, we have a grant program going on at social services, between social services and the school, that supports an after-school program for children with skills and homework and also social development of children. So I know I'm leaving out some names, but this just highlights, as we begin the new year, the importance of the interpersonal relationships and connections with the various town departments and with the school district. So now I'll conclude my report with an invitation to all, and I'm going to pass out a flyer to a special presentation on Morocco that will be given on Wednesday, January 21st from 6:30 to 8 p.m. Now, why Morocco? Because Katerina Sadrowski, a teacher at Beecher Road School and a resident of Woodbridge, through a collaboration of the Beecher Road School and UNH, went on a Fulbright grant with a team of educators from Connecticut to Morocco. And it had to do with the theme of how do you develop global citizens. So the evening presentation will focus on learning about the North Kingdom of Morocco. So come and discover Moroccan food, clothing, religion, music, education, and politics. And there'll be Moroccan cookies and mint tea available too. So I'll leave this here. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Otherwise,
Thank you. Anyone?
okay.
Thank you, Dr.